Hello, Flutie friends. So today we are going to talk about how you can practice long tones while focusing on your air support. So for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I absolutely adore Trevor Y and Moise. Those are the programs that I have followed growing up, and those are typically the programs that I teach out of. So I highly recommend using De La Sonorité as well as the Trevor Y Tone Book. Those are fantastic ways to improve your tone and improve your air support. But there are a couple of things that I want to kind of show you to improve the air support, okay, and improve our tone in that way. So first of all, we want to look at our posture, right? So make sure that we're standing straight up. We don't want to be slouching over, crouching over, coming to our flute like this. All right, we want to make sure that we are standing up with ease, right? So we can take this time with these long tones to really hone in on that posture, right? And think about it and be very mindful of it. Check in with your body and see how you're doing with your posture, okay? So first we need good posture. Then we need to focus on the breathing, the deep breathing, the deep inhales and the powerful exhales. So I really like to think of my inhaling like I'm yawning, right? I'm letting air into my lungs at max capacity. If it forces you to yawn, you're doing it correctly, right? We're keeping all of this very open. We're allowing all of the air to just enter easily, right? And go all the way down into our low lungs, right? Where it's kind of like a 5-gallon bucket, right? We're filling it with water. We're filling from the bottom, not from the top, right? So water is going down into the bottom and slowly raising. It would never physically work to fill the top part and then slowly fill the bottom, right? So we think about this big yawning motion. So that's our strong inhale, right? That's our strong breath intake. And then we want to think about our exhale. Now, one of the things that I love thinking about is this idea of pushing the air up to almost like I'm trying to raise the back of my throat, my palate, with my air, right? We don't necessarily need to think about sending the air forward, right? Here's the challenge, and here's where flutists tend to fall a little short, is we want to push that air forward. So we're using our mouths to control the speed of the breath. We're using our throat and our mouths, as opposed to using the belly pressure to control the speed of the air. So if we think instead about getting that big breath and sending the air up, right? Sending the air up all the way to the back of our throat, the back of our palate, and lifting that palate, and then letting the air naturally go around that corner forward and into the flute, okay? So this might feel like a very foreign concept, but it absolutely works, right? So it can absolutely help you to support your sound more, right? By utilizing your belly muscles and utilizing all of your lungs, as opposed to just using the ability to push here, right? This also opens the throat and creates a little bit of relaxation here, which is really what we're going for. So again, instead of we're talking, okay? So we're sending the air more consciously. We're paying more attention to how we're pushing the air rather than which direction we're sending the air, right? We don't need to consciously push the air forward. We need to push it up, and it will naturally round that corner. So things that I like to think about while I'm doing long tones are, again, my posture, right? As I am trying to build the air support, I'm thinking about my posture, right? I'm checking in, I'm doing little body scans. I'm making sure that things feel correct. And I'm also looking in the mirror at times to make sure that my posture isn't getting out of whack, right? There are times where I personally tend to lean forward. And I want to lean forward when I play. So I make a point to make sure that I'm putting my weight on my back leg, right? That I'm not necessarily leaning back, but I'm rectifying my posture by putting my weight on my back leg. Then we're going to think about how we're inhaling, right? We're not doing these little sips of air, right? We're not sucking air through a straw, right? We are yawning. We're taking a big yawning breath and letting air fill our lungs fully from the bottom up, right? And then after that, we're thinking about how we're sending the air, right? How we're controlling the air. Are we controlling it with our bellies? Are we controlling it with the muscles here? Or are we controlling it here with our jaw and with the inside of our mouth, with our aperture, right? So again, instead of doing that, instead of controlling it with the inside of your mouth and pushing air with your mouth, right? Think about pushing air with your belly, pushing it all the way up, lifting the back of your throat, right? Or even think about pushing air out of your ears. I love that. Or lifting the top of your head with your air. And then letting it naturally come around that corner and do the work that way. So give these a try. Let me know what you think. Again, working on long tones chromatically with, say, De La Sonorité, or working on long tones through the Trevor Y tone book are a great way to work on these and think about these things, right? Record yourself, listen carefully, pay close attention, and check back in next Sunday for our next practice wheel. I'm so proud of you for showing up. Bye.